Question 5, part 1. We're given that log base 4x is equal to p, and we need to find in terms of p and give our answer in its simplest form, log base 4 16 times x. So to help us with this one, we're going to use the logarithm product rule. So I'll just write that out to the side here in red. So if we have log of, say, base b of a times c, well, that is going to equal then log base b of a plus log base b c. Okay, so for our problem then, our a times c, well, that is 16 times x. So our a would be 16 and our c would be x. So writing that out then, we're going to have log base 4 16 plus log base 4 x. And that is equal to, well, log base 4 16, that's just saying 4 to the power of what is equal to 16, and that is just 2. And then for the second term, log base 4x, well, we're given that in the question, and that is just equal to p, so we're going to get 2 plus p. So that is part 1. For part 2, we're going to make use of the logarithm quotient rule and power rule. So I'll just write them out to the side here. So for the quotient rule, if we have log base b a over c, well, that is going to equal log base b a minus log base b c. And for the power rule, so if we have log base b a to the power of c, well, that's going to equal c times log base b a. So we'll start by applying the quotient rule to this expression here. So to start with then, we're going to get log base 4 x to the power of 7 minus log base 4 256. So that's going to be equal to, now we're going to use the power rule for our first term there. So then we're going to get 7 times log 4x minus log 4 256. So that is equal to, well, log base 4x was just equal to p, so that first term is going to be 7p, and then minus, well, log base 4 256, so that's just saying 4 to the power of what is 256, and the answer is 4. So our whole expression then is going to be 7p minus 4. So that is part 2. For part 3, we need to solve this equation here for x. So to do that, we're going to write everything in terms of p and solve for p, and then plug that value of p that we find into this equation here, this log base 4x equals p, and then solve for x. So we know that the first term here is log base 4 16x, that is equal to 2 plus p, and then we're going to subtract this term here, and we found that in part 2, which was 7p minus 4, so minus 7p minus 4 is going to be equal to 5. So just simplifying this out a bit, then we get 2 plus p minus 7p plus 4 is equal to 5. So gathering the p's together, or p minus 7p, that is going to be minus 6p. And then 2 plus 4, well, that's equal to 6. So taking 6 off both sides, so that will cancel on the left hand side, and then on the right hand side, 5 minus 6 is equal to negative 1. So 6p is equal to negative 1. And then dividing both sides by negative 6, you get p is equal to negative 1 over negative 6. So therefore p is equal to 1 over 6. So now we can write then that log base 4x is equal to p, which was 1 over 6. So raising both sides to the power of 4 to get rid of that log base 4 there, then we're going to get x is equal to 4 to the power of 1 over 6. And we'll just use our calculator to work that out. So we want 4 to the power of 1 over 6. That equals that there, 1.2599, etc. So equals 1.2599. And we want x to 2 decimal places, so therefore x is equal to 1.26. And that is question 5.